this section, we'll discuss shadow. Shadow gives 3D effects to your object. It gives depth to your job. So let's start. First step, before we start, note that the shadow can be dropped in both drawn objects, any image. We'll start with text. We want to use this as a letter-headed paper. So we give the text a color. This one is too dull. Then we want to drop shadow on it. The first thing we would like to do is to get the view close. As you know, if we click on objects like this, once you see all these dots here, it means it will accept the text, the fonts, and the font size formatting. So we formatted this. Note that if you don't see this, if you click outside, once you click here, you'll see it. Once you see this, you can use the font on it. Alternatively, Corel will want you to select before it will apply, but I found this clicking easier. Once I see this small dot, I under the letters, I know it's ready to accept formatting. I can now come here. So if you click, you don't see it, you click again, you go to your tools and click. So first step to drop shadow, click on shadow tool, go to the center of your object to drop a real life shadow, move to get the shadow place. Then this is our shadow. There are things you can do with shadow. As we start formatting shadow, I think this is too much for a shadow, so we'll come down a little bit. Okay, good. This is outer shadow. We still have inner shadow, the one that drops inside. The shadow has presets. You can select from these preset shadows. We'll use one object to demonstrate it. You can save a shadow, the one you like you've been using, so that you can use it another time. Your shadow can have color, so we choose black for this shadow. It's black already. This black is faint because we feathered it. This is the shadow opacity. It is transparent. If we have an object at the back, you will see through it to that object. Let's demonstrate this. Let's get a box and let the box have different color from our background color. Let's get a lighter color. Let's send this to the back. You see the effect of this shadow. If we now click this object, it has not recognized that we want to carry out shadow operation on it. So we have to click here before it will recognize it. So if we change the transparency of this, if we reduce it, you see you're seeing what is at the back more, to the extent that you won't even know that it has shadow. If we increase it to the highest, this is the thickest shadow you will get. Your shadow has color. If you use multiple shadow, it will give you real life effects. We have other ones like subtracting from the color it made there and other things, but in most cases you want to be here. The shadow can be like cotton, it can be feathered. This is the value of it. This is most feathered, so it will be lighter like cotton wool. You can make it thicker by coming down. Okay, this is total transparency, this is total opacity. So this is the highest shadow opacity. Okay, so this is the tool for the feather. The shadow can be light, scattered. You see the effects. All these are the ideas you will use when you are making your designs. So your shadow can actually be controlled in so many places. This is telling you the shadow offset. We'll drag to do the offset. If you want to tune the offset, you click. As you click this, it will change. This is to clear shadow. So this is how to add shadow to text. We can clear the shadow. We select the objects. clear shadow. Okay, then I press spacebar. So we are in the shadow, so it's asking us let's go to, I press escape, I pick another tool. Okay, it's asking us whether I want to pick shadow from another object. There are two types of shadows. Note this one, this is block shadow, the same way we applied the other one, but the difference is that this will give you real block, as if it's a duplicate of this very character, this very letter. Okay, so this is what we have. Note that if you're moving and you're not moving freely, your object is snapping to points. Remember to switch this off so that it will move freely. So this is the block shadow. Then we go to applying the shadow on different things. Let's release this tool by pressing the spacebar or escape button. Let's zoom to our page. This has a shadow already. We want to clear it. I'll go to shadow. Okay, select it. I'll clear the shadow and I'll select another tool. Okay, so we are going to use this to demonstrate shadow. This is one object that I want to give shadow. So we click on it and stretch. This comes on. We have what we call preset. Preset are ready-made shadows. If you see the one that fancies your interest, you can click on it. It will drop shadow. So this is the shadow and the color applies. The same thing with this. You know that we have inner shadow and outer shadow. If I click this and go to shadow, I'll drag from the center just for the tools to come out. If I say inner shadow, you see what we're having now. Let's zoom in to see it now. So this is our inner shadow. Very fine things you can do with shadow. Okay, now you can drop shadow with on any object we said before, but before you drop on pictures, to have very good effect, your picture must be transparent. These two pictures look the same, but for this one I've removed the background, so it's a good candidate for, this is a better candidate for dropping shadow. This one carries its background and is blocking everything. So if you want to drop shadow on this object, it will drop it with background. So if you want to do that on pictures, it is good you remove the background. Let's demonstrate what we are saying. If we need shadow here, this is the shadow we are getting. This is inner shadow. Although it depends on what you want. With the white background now and you are doing inner shadow, we are getting very beautiful artwork. You can move this base. So we started from the center. Okay, we said inner shadow, so it has to start from the center here. So this is the color of the shadow. As we are moving here near this, the shadow becomes this color, more of this color. If we are bringing it down, we are tuning it, it mixes with white and it is lighter. So note this. So this is inner shadow on this object. It has background. Maybe while this may be a good candidate for inner shadow, it won't be for ordinary shadow. So we go to, sorry, we want to drop shadow on this. This has no, sorry, stay following us. I have to press spacebar or escape key to drop the tool. So this is where we want the next shadow. So this shadow now will be outer shadow. We click, we drag. So this is the, okay, we are still in inner shadow, we put it in outer shadow. Okay, preset can give you good shadow too. Let's see what we have in preset. Assuming you want somebody like walking under evening sun also. So let's click it. So you see the shadow on the ground. So that's very fine way of making your picture look as if it has depth. So we look for this bicycle rider. This one has no, we've removed the background. You can see it. If you place it on this, it will not block any other thing. So let's give this a shadow. So we click, we are going to use preset shadow. We click here, we draw just to show that we need shadow. Then we'll now come here, and look for presets. I want the one that will fall out. And okay, let's look at this. Wow, so this is very fine too. When we finish, you press spacebar, so we'll have a shadow. You see, it is bringing this into life as if in cartoon or some other designs. So use this shadow, and you know that you can cast this, make the shadow cast anywhere, and it can be inner shadow, it can be outer shadow. You can select from the presets, and you can change both the opacity and transparency, and you can change the distance. So these are all the things you can do. The same way, remember your solid shadow too. That block shadow. Block shadow has its own effects. A block shadow can give your object thickness. It will look as if it has thickness. Let's demonstrate this with this object. We click the block shadow here, then we drag. You see what we are getting. If we do that on a square too, this is real life 3D object we've just created by drawing. And when we want to move it, I click. When we want to move it, it moves as one object. So this looks like something carved out of solid block. You will never know that this is an effect. So remember also that this has the change color too. So you can, and this even give you this black overprint. Always mark this overprint block shadow. It says when it is printed which one will the printer overprint. Is this the shadow or the actual solid image? If you're doing a precise design, that counts. So this will simplify and give you any shadow you want. This is to remove folds. At times, like in our text that we use drop shadow, it detects the letters like E, or let's zoom in, they have holes. So if you notice that, you can use the tool. Let's go. Sorry, this is another tool. We'll say undo. Okay, we're interested in this. We just click once, we don't need to drag. Everything is here. So here now, this overprint, this is simplify. Okay, this remove folds. Just watch this image. If there is any hole, it will remove it. I think it removes something we did not see. Okay, there's both, like here you may have hole here that will be showing the background or white. If you click that remove fold, it will try to clean it up, to block it. So clear block shadow. We are going to clear this shadow now. You see how empty the text became when we cleared it. Let's use repeat. If it has repeat, this has no repeat. So this is how to use shadows. So now you can use shadow in your drawing. And okay, and there's a demo here too. Learn to, if you can use different colors here. If you can use different color here, it will create great effects. You see what we are doing by changing the color. It brings it to real life. It brings it to real life. Okay. So that's all we'll take in shadow. Note that when we are designing, we'll use this shadow for many things on text, on solid images. So see you in the next lecture where we'll discuss contour. Bye. Hello. Join us in mastering CorelDraw Graphics Suite with our comprehensive course. This lesson is just one of the 80 in-depth tutorials designed to equip you with all the skills you need. Whether you are a beginner or seeking to enhance your proficiency, our course covers everything you need to know about CorelDraw and Corel Photo Paint. Subscribe to our channel to unlock more insightful lessons like this one, or take the next step by enrolling in the full course using the link below. Don't miss out on the opportunity to access all 80 lessons and elevate your design expertise with CorelDraw Graphics Suite. See you in the class.
My name is Ejiofor Umanu. I'm one of your instructors in this course.